Well, obviously a pretty successful weekend for us last weekend. A come-from-behind win on Friday against a good RPI team that obviously had a big win in their first weekend against Boston College. So it was nice to see us play that type of a game and respond the way we needed to respond and kind of have that come-from-behind mentality like we had the previous weekend. And then just a well-executed game, good start by us on Saturday against AIC, and an important game for us to be good early in, and we were. All in all, a successful weekend, but now the real challenge starts. Historically, this has always been a little bit of an off weekend for the program, and I think a couple of things happen. We travel for the first time usually, and we go from the Olympic size sheet to the regulation size sheet, which, as much as you practice on it, game just feels a little bit different there. So a couple of challenges for us. We're being hard on the guys this week. We think it's really important for us to focus on things that are going to make us good and make us successful in these games. And the response seems to be there right now, and we're feeling good about it. And obviously the true test and results will be shown on Friday the way we come out.
Any thoughts on your new guys having to come to conference play and really have to perform, showing and having your senior guys help them out?
Yeah. I think anytime you get into conference play, it's kind of funny. I don't think anybody thinks that the non-conference games are any less important, but it always seems to kind of raise the level of everybody's game. Your opponent seems to be that much better than they looked on video the week before, and your team usually, and you hope, plays that much better than the week before. So for us, we're heading into a long road trip and against an opponent that's in a very similar spot that we are as a program in terms of, they're into year 3 of their rebuild there, and really interesting matchup in a lot of ways. And I think when we talk about our incoming players, it's not too hard to look at Alabama's roster and their statistical breakdown and see that they're getting a lot of production from some of their younger players, much like we are. I do believe that you win these games because of the way those guys do play, but I think you control these games, and ultimately your young players play well because your older players lead the way, and I think we're certainly going to need that. I know you guys have talked to Blake Tatchell, and he needs to be the way he was on Saturday. He needs to be a difference maker. Sevelrud, Williams, Lease, those guys need to step up big time and anchor, what should be a strong defensive unit for us. So we've got a lot of people that we can lean on right now, and we think we're getting a lot of contributions from everybody, and that's good heading into conference play.
Blake, great weekend for you and your guys, offensively and defensively as well. Bouncing back from that loss during the Kendall, what has that been like, and how's the team feeling?
Thanks, first of all, and yeah, no, it was obviously a big weekend for us coming off that loss. In St. Cloud, we wanted to have a good response up in Fairbanks, and I think Friday night started off with a big performance by a lot of guys. It was good to get that one and make a big third period push there and show a little comeback. So that was good. And then Saturday night we came out and we didn't want to underestimate anyone. We wanted to keep up the momentum and finish off the sweep. And I thought we really came out and played well. We got off to a good start, and it was good to see the power play start to score some goals. I thought overall the weekend was good and kind of gave us a little momentum moving into conference play.
And now you got Alabama, first big travel of the season. How are the guys feeling, and how does that win drive in terms of momentum to play Alabama?
Guys are feeling good. Atmosphere in the room is really good, and we're just focused on having a good week of practice here before we fly out. Obviously, it was important to get some momentum going into conference play, and obviously on the road, where we want to try to improve things from the last few years and last year. But I think we just want to focus on getting better every day. And I think with that, it's obviously confidence helps. And by getting a few wins, that'll definitely carry over till next weekend to have some confidence going into Alabama.
And as a guy who's counted on to produce points this year, I mean, is it a matter of sometimes you see one go in and all of a sudden, hey, let's go? I mean, it's kind of get the confidence rolling a little bit once you get a game like that, like you had the other night? Yeah,
for sure. It was nice to finally get the first one there. Didn't have the best game Friday, so our line as a whole wanted to have a good response Saturday night, and I thought we came back and played a good game. We just really wanted to work hard and really focus on our own end and we felt like Saturday night was a good start for us. Obviously, getting some points is always nice, but we really wanted to focus on the process of what we got to do better on the ice in our own end, and kind of hopefully lead to more scoring chances, and it worked out. So I think just moving forward, we want to keep that going and just have them keep going in for us.
You've been around this a while. You've seen the high, you've seen the low. What does a good start do for the younger guys, though? This is their first go-round, and immediately it's starting well as opposed to having to dig yourselves out of something.
Yeah, it's always nice to get off to a good start. And I think the key about these first few games out of conference for the young guys is just getting them into some games. And obviously they matter, but the real competition starts in conference play for us. So I think it's good. We have a lot of new guys, and they got a taste of what it's like, and the pace is going to pick up, and it's going to amplify this weekend in conference. So I think that's what we want to focus on. I mean, I've been here for 4 years now. This is our 4th year. I think we've started 3-1 or 4-0, whatever it is. We've got off to a good start in the last few years. So I think we're focusing and stressing this week is keep that going, because it's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna get easier to win games in conference. Everyone's just more's on the line. There's more on the line every night. So I think that's what we want to focus on, is keeping an even keel, not getting too high and not getting too low.